Hey, this is Sir Charles Carey. I want you to join me on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for the Tru-Mu podcast, True Music. That's where we talk about all things.
I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, producer, engineer.
All things creative.
Me and my co-host, Carl T. Smith, the smooth one, will be glad to hear you, glad to talk to you, answer your questions, and talk all things music. The Tru-Mu podcast, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Be part of the energy.
I can see that thing that makes men stop, stand still, all in denial, suffer loss of will.
What's going on, folks? Sir Charles Carey and Carl T. Smith.
What's up?
The one and only. It's all good, man. It's all good.
I hear you.
I had a crazy week and, coming off the back end of it. So,
Talk about a crazy week. Yeah.
How was your week, man?
Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, we had 4 days in the middle of Harlem, in the middle of projects,
Oh, yeah. My old stomping grounds. Yes. Yeah.
Went well though, but it was crazy though. They stole a couple of generators.
What?
Yeah.
I would have thought back in the day that would have happened, but I wouldn't have. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I thought today maybe things may have chilled out in that area, but obviously they have not.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But other than that, went well.
Look, I remember as a kid, the walk through there, it's like the old neighborhood gangs. If you didn't know anybody, you was in trouble. In fact, they told me don't come back through there because they was afraid I was trying to steal their girls. I'm like, I'm just trying to get to 7th Avenue. They're like, yo, man, don't be coming through here no more. I was like, oh, shoot. And I live right around the corner. I'm like, dang. Yeah, but it's all good. But today, let me just say this as a recap. I had a speaking engagement on Tuesday for the Department of Aging. I had a show on Saturday, which was a tribute to the Whispers, my favorite group, hands down, singing group. Some people don't realize there's a difference between a band and a group. They just
in a group, a singing group, right?
Right. They look at a band and a group is the same because there are musicians involved. It says no. When the focus is on all of the music and the singing, that's usually a band or soloist. When they focus on singing and the harmonies, that's usually a group. So, but it's all good. But today we've got a special event. We've got a young lady that she is the CEO and founder of Only Greatness Media. She does so many different things. When she's not on traveling, working with clients, she's locally in the DMV doing a lot of things on the local set. And I've known her for a number of years, so it's a pleasure to have her here with, we had her scheduled before, but she's just that busy, and that's how it goes,
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Look, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
Only
guys.
Greatness Media. Miss Chris, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me back again. I appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny. A lot of times when entrepreneurs, we're trying to do this or that, whatever it is, regardless of the industry, we get our shot, and usually, well, not usually, depending on who you are, it's sometimes a one-shot deal. But it's great when you can do a follow-up because there have been some new developments and advances and, just different things that have evolved. And that's what's happening here. Yes. You being the, again, founder of Only Greatness Media, I know your background personally because we've known each other a while, but you've done so many things. But now we've got the book. So, oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's what's up. So before we jump right into the book, I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
What made you want to write a book?
Sir Charles, I've been wanting to write a book ever since I met you, since the
Okay.
beginning. It's been a
Yeah.
very, 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 very long time.
Okay.
But it's like, sometimes it's just like planted in you. I did not necessarily want to write a book, but it's like I knew I was going to write a book.
You
It was just
birthed
like,
it.
how can you not? Once I became an entrepreneur, and then you're learning, you're sharing your story. It was like I felt the need to write a book about my life at some point. I just thought that's what you were supposed to do.
Well, your life is the epitome, and I can say it because I know it's for me too, but your life is the epitome of the journey, when we met, from an accountant to eventually going into media before podcasts were known, and vlogging and all that stuff. And you've had your hand in so many pockets, in audio and then video and audio, and then, buying equipment and owning equipment and graphics. I mean, you've had so many layers.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you who you are, and
Yeah.
you've did it a few times, so it makes sense that a book should complement your life and your career journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what it was. It was like, God planted the seed a long time ago that I was going to write a book. I didn't
Okay.
know what the book was going to be about. I thought it was going to be like an autobiography or whatever. I attempted to write this book or a book several of times. So it finally came out. It finally birthed. I finally figured out, I figured in my journey where I had come, all the things that I had been through
Mm-hmm.
culminated in this book. So this book really is about my journey, about me evolving into myself, but more in a practical way of the tools and the things that I learned. So it's not like my story about my kids and this and that, but more of the things and tools that I used on my journey to help me to evolve to the person that I am today.
Well, it's funny because one of the questions I was going to ask you was, would there be another book? But should you do a biography or autobiography, I should say? This still would be a part of that, maybe from a less personal, but it's still a part of who you've become in the big scheme of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there may be a more in-depth, behind the scenes tell-all book, but this is not it. This is tools. This is practical. This is something that can be useful. It was useful to me and it can be useful to other people in very but I do insert myself in how I use those tools. So you'll get to see how they're used and how I use them.
Do you have any of my books?
I do have some of your books.
Well, I got to get some of yours. Smooth one.
I got books. I got CDs. I got.
Okay.
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 We known each other a long time now.
I know. But we like they say ships in the night. We've been on so many different platforms, so many different locations. Yeah. It's like God.
Yes.
Carl, what do you got?
So the book is pretty much a manual of how to do whatever it is that's in there, how to get from one thing to another, and the tools that you use, right? Is it about photography? Is it about video? Is it about because what it sounds like is that you have several books compiled into this one book.
Into the one person.
It's one person. It's a book about me.
The book is the person, but
the book is me. Yeah. No. So it's not about photography. It's about. So it's called Do the Work, Keep the Faith, Aligning with Your Authentic Self. Okay. So It's about the journey of me evolving into the person I am. Not the titles, not the videographer, not the photographer, not the writer, not the mother, not the podcaster, the person, in the journey of discovering who I was. How do I get to to even understanding these parts of me. But a lot of it is about healing, dealing with the traumatic things that I've been through, or
Okay.
learning how to get out of my own way on the journey, because it's progressive. So it's like you realize that you have things that are blocking you, you have traumas. Then once you identify those traumas, how you heal those traumas, and then and then how you move through them. You see, so that's kind of what this book is, how it's created. And because I call myself smart video girl, like a lot of this information is things that we might know. It might seem like psychology, some of it might seem like biology, but that's because in my journey of evolving, I learned how all of these things were like connected, and how they all play a role in the evolution of people as well, not just the evolution of life, and it's the evolution of people. So learning to align yourself with being the authentic person and expression of the creator. That's what this is about. Okay. So I'm teaching people how to keep the faith, whoever and whatever it is that you believe, because I'm not subscribing to a religion. I'm really subscribing to the understanding of the ultimate creator, which goes beyond all of that. So that this is probably left field for people who may know me, who like they want to, because people want to put you in boxes sometimes, right? It's like, you can't write a book about that because you're a photographer or a videographer. But I'm a person and I've lived life. And as a person who lives life, no matter what I do, we all go through these things. And so that's what this book really is, to help people identify their own uniqueness, right? And so that they can be the fullest expression, creative, whatever that is that God created you to be. So that is what doing the work, because the work is you. You have to do the work on yourself in order to be in alignment with God's purpose.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
it. And as a mom, I think all of us that are parents, regardless of the age of your child, or where you are in that walk as a parent, I believe
Mm-hmm.
that we get a certain wisdom or a certain knowledge base that adds to our je ne sais quoi, and that helps us to have that wisdom, that perceptive power or experience, that we can have something to say that others can, learn from. So that's a good thing. It's
Thank
good.
you. Yeah. Yeah, I learned a lot. Being a parent, it's a lot in there. Being a parent, being a daughter, being a sister, being a friend. There are a lot of aspects of that in this book.
Sharon says that's why the master. I'm not sure what
That's
she
why
was.
she's a smart video girl. That's right, smart video girl.
Okay, okay. Then she. What else did she say? She said I want a link to buy my copy of your book. Oh, provide the link. Okay, okay. You can
I'll
put that in the chat, and we can put it in the on the screen if you like to, if you can.
I will do that. I will do
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Um. One of the things I was going to ask so far, because I know it's but maybe a month, 2 months old.
Yes, this baby is only about a month old.
So how has
Yes.
it been received so far?
Oh man, the feedback has been pro for me. It's been well received. People have expressed the impact that it is having and how they think about things. It helped them like look at life differently. My aunt, I had a cousin who purchased it. She said that she wished she had the book 10 years ago because of the things that she could have grown from through the
Okay.
book. So I've been getting a lot of wow. I've been getting a lot of, I can't believe you wrote this. Or, not in a bad way, but it's like, wow, I didn't know you had that in you, type of energy. And because, again, this is not normal for me. I don't necessarily talk about these things. This is not what I go around doing. But this is very much a part of who I am because of it it has resulted in the Smart Video Girl. So the feedback has been warm. The feedback has been powerful, and it's been encouraging to me that the content that I put in the book can actually help people, because that really is the goal, to be able to help other people.
Well, let me say, publicly, I'm proud of you for doing this. I know I've kind of have a bias, but at the same time, I think the bias is justified, because I know when you're working, like you said, this is not something that you probably speak about, but we've been in meetings and stuff where we've all talked about, things like spirituality versus religion, and, the secret versus, what other people
Right.
normally think about. So I know that, and again, it's bias and it's personal. I know that some of these things are in you. So it's good that
Yes.
you're getting it out and you're sharing it
Mhm.
with the world. Would you consider this in any shape, form, or fashion a self-help book, or
Mhm.
does it? Okay, okay,
Yeah,
good.
definitely. Self-help. That's the category. It's on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, self-help, it's in the self-help category.
Okay,
Hmm.
good.
It's
Okay,
definitely self-help. Speaking about The Secret, I found out about The Secret in 2007, right? And that was
yep.
like the catalyst for this. So this again, like 2007 was a pivotal year for me, because that's the year I started doing Can We Talk Radio.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the year we did that, and that's also the year I found out about The Secret, and a lot of the information that information carried through, and a lot of that is found in here, but in a practical way, because I found out something about The Secret. They don't tell you everything. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And did you speak about that in your book?
Absolutely, but I'm not going to tell
Oh,
you, because you have to read the
now
book.
I know I got to get a copy of that joint.
Yeah.
And keep me in the dark. I want to know the secret of the secret.
Yeah, the secret of the secret is the secret to it.
Right. Um, is Only Greatness Media,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know what you do under the banner of Only Greatness Media with videography, photography. What else comes under the banner of your company, Only Greatness Media? What are all the things, or some of the components that your company lends itself to?
Well, I do graphic design as well. So I do graphic design, videography, photography. I do teach as well. That kind of falls under that umbrella. And I'm working on doing some trainings, because I'm kind of moving away from being so hands-on. So training is something that it falls under that umbrella, and that's about it. I'm keeping it simple. So I do some writing too, but that is incorporated in the projects. So if I'm writing a script, or um, writing content for a flyer or something of that sort, or a voiceover script, that's where you can get those type of writing services. But I am really, being intentional about focusing on what it is that Only Greatness Media does. And at this point, it is the visual part. So anything that has to do with videography, photography, and graphic design, and the production of that, bringing that into life, is what my company does.
I just got a voiceover gig just before this call started, so that's kind of cool. Now,
Yes.
now your training, is the training in the same arenas that the company focuses on?
Yes, I
Oh,
train, because I train on Canva. I train Photoshop. I'm very tech savvy, so I train in all of these media creation platforms. So Photoshop, the Adobe Suite, Final Cut, um, Canva, which is a good one, and a lot of some of these newer ones, these mobile apps. I do train, just basically train on how people can best utilize those services, so that they can, you know, the key is funny, because it's like you would think I would want them to hire me, but I like to empower people. It's part of who I am. So my authenticity statement is, I'm a creative and influential visionary who empowers people to think and live their best lives. So ultimately, I want to empower you to be able to create the things that you want to do. My slogan for my company is making visions visible. So if I can do that myself, or if I can empower you to do that, that's what I'm aiming to do.
Are you familiar with Think Media?
With Think Media, is
Sean
that a
Cannell?
working? Huh?
Sean Cannell?
I heard of. I'm like, it sounds very familiar.
Reason why I asked you that is because it would be great for you to train your own staff or your own team so that you can leverage your talents under OMG. I mean,
OGM.
OGM. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you don't have to be in every place at one time. And, you can have people basically contracted on your behalf to do the work if you've trained them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Mm-hmm.
good option.
Okay, Think Media. You said.
Yeah,
You're right.
Think Media.
Okay.
Sean,
Okay.
they've been around for several years, but I mean, I've learned so much from them. I know this is about
Uh-oh.
this is about you and it's about your book, but a lot of this really speaks to leveraging the opportunities that are available to us, and making the best of that, utilizing those resources as well. So while she's getting her visuals together, we'll just keep flowing. What other questions might you have? Great, a smooth one
I'm back.
for Chris.
She's back. She's back.
I'm
Okay.
back.
So,
I'm back. You see
well,
me?
sounds like a great book to have. And it's kind of like you said, it's in the self-help category.
Yes.
Is there
Mhm.
a particular portion of the book that really stands out to you? All of it.
The whole thing stands out to me. But
Okay.
I do. It's almost like I checked out when I wrote the book. So then when I go back and I'm reading it, and because I kind of like it was just download right, and now it's done. So now that I'm going back and I look at actually reading my book, the parts that stand out to me are the ways in which I not only share the information, but encourage the reader to engage in the information. So it becomes almost like a workbook, doing the work. It's not just information for you to read, it is something that you could actually use. So that part stands out to me because in my own personal journey of self growth, those were the books that were impactful. The books that said, okay, here's the information now, apply it to you. Like, here's the information now. How does this apply to you? Where are you with that? And I did a lot of that because it worked for me. And so that stands out to me. And I feel like the connection that I have, I feel like my readers are going to feel like understood, heard, and um, not judged.
Oh,
And
good.
right, so they're gonna feel, and so they'll be able to. So it's like a space is created, for them to be able to do this work. Because I do a lot of it seems very conversational to me. It reads very conversational.
That's good.
It's very much me. So I do a lot of pausing. How I kind of talk and communicate with people and engage with people. It's in that book. So it's me. It doesn't just seem like any book. It definitely feels like me. And that for me, as an author, the first time doing something like this, that's what stands out to me.
That's extremely important because when you write a book, because one of the questions I was going to ask you was, will there be others? And I know the book is basically still brand new, so let's focus on the book at hand. But hopefully there will be others. But the good thing about the conversational perspective is that if it's you, that means the book reads in your voice. And
Right.
when we have editors, a lot of times, I know this is not about the process of writing books, though. I've written several. A lot of times editors want to change things because they think it's grammatically this or that. And sometimes they don't understand that it's important that the reader, they want to read this book, but they need to know the author. This is how the author is conveying their message or telling their story, and it should be your voice through the
Yeah.
word, through the print, almost like with a songwriter. You know, I sing songs where I sing songs, or I've written songs, and Carlos written songs. You know, when you hear "Baby Be Mine" or whatever song he's written, you know that's a Carl T. Smith song because it has a format similar to other songs, and that's his language, that's his, maybe the vocabulary, the phrasing, and it's the same thing for yourself as a new author, that your voice is in the text. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did work with an editor, and that was very important to me. That was something that I did discover by myself, even in this journey. Like, even writing this book was part of my growth journey because I had to get out of my own way. I finished writing the book. I finished writing it 2 years ago, but I just been in holding it, and it took me a minute. I thought I was going to edit it myself, and then I just had to let it go.
Well, again, I congratulate you because I know some people, personally, that either I've taught through my class, tell your story, live your story, be your story, or that have I've coached and they've taken the coaching, but yet they still have yet to put the book out. And I don't think it's for me to ride somebody about putting their book out, but I think it's, as long as I've delivered the information, my thing I always tell people, once I teach you how to write a book, and you know all the nuances, there's no stopping you from not only writing that book, but from writing many others. So
yeah. Oh, I'm an author now. It's over.
I know that's right.
It's over now. You hear me? There's more books coming. They're coming.
So how does it feel to have another milestone under your banner, your umbrella, author, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, how does that feel?
All of those things. It is a humbling. It's a humbling moment because I feel grateful that I have been gifted with so many gifts and talents. That's the first thing, and the ability to see them all come to fruition. Like, there's so many things more left for me to do that, just this is really, really, really big accomplishment for me, though, because I've been trying to write this book for longer than my son's been alive, and he's about to be 14. You hear me? Wow. So okay. To all those people who taken Sir Charles's classes and haven't done it yet, don't worry about it. I've taken so many coaching, so all these things, but it's like when you, and that's why this book is so important. It's like when you get out of your own way, when you allow yourself to be in the flow of the creative process, when you understand that this part of who you are, and you doing whatever it is that you've been called to do, or that you feel that resonates with you, it's actually your duty, you know what I'm saying, to share those gifts and talents that you have. So again, it's humbling. It's very exciting, and because I know that it's just the beginning of more things. So more speaking and more coaching and all of that, because all of that is to come after this. Like, I'm not a one-dimensional person by any means. And so this is really stepping into a new place.
That's a good thing. I mean, I look at Carl, the smooth one, he's an artist, he's a producer, he's a lyricist, he's an editor. I mean, he does audio. I mean, that's 5 things right there. So, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. What do you say, Carl?
I guess it makes sense. I don't know, but no.
I was told it doesn't make sense. It's like you
know what?
Too much.
And that's what a lot of people think. A lot of society sometimes, I don't know if it's certain groups of us, it doesn't want us to do too much, it doesn't want us to follow our own format. It wants us to follow the format the society has said, this is the way that you live your life, and that's the way it should be. Nah, man, leave for that stuff. We need sound effects.
I don't know how to do that.
yeah, it's just not in me to be that way. And I recently put a post on LinkedIn, by the way, that said, because normally anything music, I keep it off LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
because LinkedIn is for the stuffed shirts, the business people in the suits, and morning, Bill. How are you, Carl? Great to
Yeah,
see you. You know,
yeah.
and I'm like, look, nah, I'm tired of like, what's this Two-Face from Batman?
Yeah.
No, I am who
Mm-mm.
I am. This is it. Hire
Mm-mm.
me, don't hire me. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels come off. It may
Yeah.
not be smart, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ride it. That's just me. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
lose,
That's
lose,
how I
win.
am. I mean, that's not your, to me, that's being inauthentic because God created you with all of these things. And so to be able to, sometimes, we try to make people accept us or fit into their boxes. But, I'm at the stage now at this point in my life that I'm just going to be box and you going to like it
Right,
or not. It's like, I'm going to be whatever it is. And if you want to, you know, feast from it, fine. If not, it's not for you. And I really understand that because a lot of times we try to be for everybody and we're just not. And
yeah,
when you focus on one showing up as yourself and then appealing to your audience, then the others, there's how many people in this world? 8 billion, gazillion people in
mhm,
this world. I just need my people. That's it. I
yep,
just need my people. And so really stepping into who I am, my authentic self, being the fullest expression of me, I know that it will attract those people who are attracted to that. And the ones who are not, I don't want them anyway. I was just because, sometimes people prey on your downfall or people want to see you do bad. And I don't want that, because I might crash out. I might be having a moment where I'm not feeling the best. But, part of what I talk about in this book is how feelings are temporary. But some people will prey on that. They'll be like, oh, she's down. No, that's
yeah.
all right.
No, hey, look, I told you. Look at it
I
now,
told
huh?
right. That was today. That's not
Really?
tomorrow. And
Look,
so
you
the
got, you
people
just
who are
got to
going to
sell.
prey on it, they can go.
You just
Yeah.
got to sell. Got my Sharon said she got a soft copy of the Kindle version. She can't wait to read it.
Yay! Thank you, Miss
And it,
Parker.
she's also asking you who is your target audience.
So my target audience are people who are ready to shift in their lives. I am the person. This book is for people who have run, who are off the hamster wheel of life, right? They're off the hamster wheel of life and they're embarking on a journey of really breaking through barriers of themselves. So,
Hmm.
you've heard of limiting beliefs. If you
Oh yeah,
really want to break your limiting beliefs, this book is for you. Okay.
yeah,
You want to get out of your own way, this book is for you. If you want to level up, this book is for you. This book is for anyone who says, um, there has to be more to life than this.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This is for those people who know that this can't be life. And it's like this cannot be it. We can't be running on
You
this
mean
hamster.
this is it? I go to work, I come home, I raise the kids, and I kick the dog. That's it.
Nope.
I don't
Kick
want to
the
kick the
dog.
dog today.
It's got to be more to life than this. That's what this book is for. So if a person is asking that question and they're saying there has to be more to life than this book is for them.
So it's not for the everyday Joe, or for the everyday
Oh
Joe that's
no.
tired of being the everyday Joe. Yeah.
Well, the everyday Joe is not gonna like my book. They're not gonna like it. I'm telling you right now, it's not for them.
No, they
Because
might like it, but they're gonna be concerned with what their friends think.
right, the everyday Joe's gonna be mad about reading my book because
Don't make
this
me
book.
look at myself in the mirror.
Right, exactly. This book do the work. You crazy? No, because that happened to me, and that really happened to me, and you can't tell me that didn't happen to me. So how am I supposed to just? It's not for that person.
Miss Chris, that book looks pretty thick. Hold up.
Oh,
You
it's
went
not that
in.
thick. It's not
You
that
went
thick.
in. Go
Yeah.
ahead with your fast self.
Yeah, I did. I went. I wrote a book.
Oh, good. Do you
Yes.
think that you're, because I don't know when you started it, do you think or does your exercise journey have anything to do with either helping you
Mm,
get through it, coming out of it, or making you feel
mm,
good about where you are right now? Because I know that you have an exercise journey that you've been on for some time, and does that or
mm.
does that or did that play a part?
Uh-oh.
You need juice.
Okay, hello?
Yep, we're still here.
All right. I can't hear you. But okay. Um, so my exercise journey actually helped me. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, there you go. Hello.
Yep, we're still here.
All right. So my exercise journey actually spawned from the book. Like I'm in this work. Like this work, I'm in it. Like I may be like a senior, but I'm in it myself. And so the workout journey is almost um that was just um my own desire to want to be healthier. But
Okay.
in is that I'm having to use these things that I've already written about in my life, right? You know, I've had a couple of coaching sessions because I actually have a personal trainer where I'm crying. I'm
Wow.
crying. And it's the understanding that there's the inner child, you know, there's a little crystal in there who doesn't want to lift any weights. She doesn't want to change. She doesn't want to grow. Those weights are heavy and I can't do it. And I mean literally crying. And so now I'm putting these things together as to what are some of my personal blockages? What are some of my mindsets that are limiting my physical growth, right? But these things can show up in any area. So I'm able to use a lot of this stuff in my workout journey and to overcome those thoughts. I mean, because I done thrown up, I done cried in the gym, and my coach is just like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
yeah.
I'm fine.
But see, I want it. I want this. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I want it. But there is something in me, right, that does not want it.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah.
it's fighting me. And so that's what doing the work to keep the faith is, because you have to that work, you're doing that work with your inner self. You know, you're
I can
working with
relate to that. I think that's really important. I was going to ask you, now that the book is out and you may, sift through your book, you ever have any of those like, oh snap
Mhm.
moments when you look at like, wow, that is
Yeah.
powerful. Like, dang.
Right. I'm like, oh, who wrote that? I said, oh, I did. That's my book. Right.
I can relate to that. That's pretty powerful. And I honestly, I do think that many times, even though we don't think on it, as you alluded to earlier in the conversation, when you're in that mode of creating it, those may be downloads from the Most High. And so when you do look back, it's like, oh, snap, I forgot to put that in there. Oh, wow, that is pretty deep, because that was a download because you were in that right space writing this project or, creating this particular project the way you did. So that's a good
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um, Carl, you have anything?
Um, so as you've written the book, you're using some of the stuff that's in the book. The you define the people that your
My
target
audience. Hmm.
audience and stuff like that. But can someone outside of your target audience, and I know that I pretty much can figure out the answer, but outside of your target audience, get at least something from it that would help them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, the target audience are the people who are going to get the most from the book, right? They're going to get the most from the book. Other people who may not be quite ready they're going to get some basic, if they're going to get some information that they may have heard for the first time, you know, this may be, they'll get information that like they've never heard before, or a new perspective on something, and it may not cause them to propel into a full journey. They may not be ready to say this is it, but it may spark, oh, okay, something to think about.
Put them
So
in
because I
a journey that will take them someplace else.
right,
So
so
really,
they may not be quite ready, but it's like they're on that journey to be totally ready. They haven't quite asked the question, but they're definitely open to receiving something new.
but if they skim some of the book, then they might start asking the questions that they need to benefit from this book. Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to
You
get that.
smart, Mr. Carl.
Well, I wanted to get that out because I deal with a lot of people in doing stuff, and also people kind of focus on something, like focus on the path. But what I've learned is, though I focus on this path, some of the sprinkles get on, sprinkles on other people, and they get a little wet, and they start learning about some things, and it may not pull them the direction I want them to go, but they do kind of bend a little bit and benefit from stuff like your book.
Right. Yes. It pulls them into the direction that they're going. Yeah.
And just to let Miss Parker know, yes, I kick the dog as often as I can. Anytime I get no, but I was looking at her laundry list. I know she's a client of yours, as
yes.
And actually so am I. So I'm glad that I can have you on the program, especially since this is some good information. But she's got all your titles: videographer, photographer, content creator, graphic designer, video producer, podcast video engineer, coach, teacher. I'm like, girl, do you sleep? Good gracious.
And I sleep well at night too. I sleep very well. because I do those things.
Yeah.
That's not me. And so what I do is I'm a visionary, but those are the things that I do. And so it's like learning to separate, so you don't find yourself in that box again, right? Learning to separate who you are from what you do, and
yeah,
so
but the thing
and
is,
I love those things. Now I'll be clear, now I love all of those things. I'm very much of a creative, so I'm not denying them, but I'm not denying them, but I want there to be the emphasis on the fact that, especially because we get caught up in roles. But I love all of those roles. Thank you so much, Ms. Parker. I'm gonna have to write all those down because I forget all of them.
But I tell people a lot of times, don't do it unless you love it, whatever the it is in your life. And again, I know Carl, he's only 21, so you don't know nothing about this yet. But for the longest, he's been saying, man, you know what? I think I've had enough. But yet he keeps going. And the thing is, he obviously loves it. He may not always love to have to go about doing it the way he has to do it, but he still loves it as a overarching perspective, just like myself.
Right. Because those are the things I love to do. I love to teach. I love to create. I love to do those things. So I do them naturally. That I do them. So that is who I am. Embodies all of that beautiful stuff.
There was this old song. I know Carl knows. I don't know if you know it, Miss Chris. Do that to me one more time.
Oh yeah.
Never enough, right? And it's like being in a bad relationship. You keep going back. Give me more.
Give me more.
Right.
I had enough.
I don't have enough to do.
But she says, Ms. Parker says, sounds like your book is for everyone. And I would have to agree. I think, again, I'm not preaching, but I just like spirituality is for everyone. Religion, not so much, but if you're a spiritual person, you understand. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't understand the difference between being spiritual and being religious. And I probably used the words and the thinking was synonymous. But as I got older, I realized, no, there is a difference. I will look at anything that's dealing with personal professional development in the same way. I think everyone can benefit from it, but everyone doesn't want to do the work, and everyone doesn't realize what it is or what it entails. So
Right.
you know, that's really positive. So I do have another question because, you know, being a creative, you can't help yourself.
Right.
Is there an audiobook coming out?
Oh, slow down, sir.
Okay.
Of course, it's an audio book. Of
Okay. Okay.
course.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's an audio book coming. I've been trying, working out the details on that, but the audio book is on the way. And because I'm a creative, it's like I don't feel like just doing a like regular audio book. So, keep a
Here you
lookout.
go. Oh man.
Keep a
All
lookout.
right. Let me just be quiet before I put the whole package out there. Let you do it,
But yes,
Charles.
audiobook, there will be an audiobook coming soon.
Great. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, man. So, what I mean, I would imagine that you're doing a series of interviews each time an opportunity is made available, and when you can find them. Is there anything in particular, outside of your normal work from Only Greatness Media? Excuse me. Is there anything in particular that you're working towards because of the book? Outside of the audio and all that stuff.
Listen, it's so funny how doors open, because again, so I'm an artist, and I'm a sensitive of my stuff, right? You know that. So writing this book, I didn't even release it. My sister posted it first. I didn't post it first because I was still like holding on to it and still taking it all in. My sister shared it, and so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I should say something now. And then after that, because again, I have yet to formally promote it and market it in the way that I intend to. It's really been a soft launch, but I have already done several interviews about the book.
Nice.
Right. And so for me, the momentum is slowly building. This is a new process for me because I usually create for other people. I don't create for myself. And so being able to create for myself is a new experience. And so now I'm thinking about all the things that I have to do that I usually do for other people. So yes, there's the audiobook is coming out. I'm going to actually do a book release event. I'm going to do a little tour to some places to share the book in a very unique way. So how I market the book will kind of be a reflection of who I am as a smart video girl and using all of the things that I do as far as photography and videography.
That
In
sounds
addition,
great.
yeah. And I use my podcast as a platform to talk about the book all the time.
Yeah, and I saw that you have a new Facebook group.
Yes.
Now, I haven't gone deep into the group to look around because of all the stuff I've been doing, but can you talk a little bit about that? And is there any correlation between the Facebook group and what the book's about, or just the Facebook group and Only Greatness Media?
Yeah. So the group is called Be Earth You, Welcome to Earth School. And it is definitely correlated to the book because it's a place where I encourage people to explore their authentic selves, to be the person that they were placed on this earth to be. So Be Earth You. You is Earth School. I call it Earth University in essence. And so it's a place for learning, growing, expanding, sharing. And I created the group a while ago, but I just became active in it as far as being able, knowing what my plan is to execute it. So it is going to be a community where people can get information that I'll share exclusively, like from the book and other tools. And it'll be a place for people to just kind of, it's not necessarily a group in the traditional sense where we're doing a whole lot of collective stuff, but it's more so of a safe space where individuals can share their own personal growth and development. So, it's more of a library of resources and a community of resources rather than a group that's going to gather and stuff all the time. So I really want it to be like more like a resource and a safe haven. And it's called Be earth, you. You spell out YOU because I'm talking about you. Because the work is you.
Right.
Yep.
Well, on the book tour, if you're doing anything local, let me know. I mean, maybe I could be a part of the tour. I do have a couple of books I could throw up in the mix.
Okay.
Should the opportunity come and make it maybe more interesting. Different perspectives or self-help from.
Don't start because I have a whole bunch of ideas. I'm gonna have to call you. I'm gonna
That's all
call
good.
you.
That's
Yeah.
all good. We'll make it work.
Yes.
But yeah, I really have enjoyed speaking to you about your book, your journey, your energy, and how all this has come to pass, and just the general evolution of what you're doing and where you're going. What you got, Carl?
So far everything sounds great. I mean, I applaud you. I got to get your autograph. I got to get my book autographed. Make sure that they know I know you. I at least met you.
Yes, I'm going to have a actual event. It's going to be in September, so I'll keep you posted on that. It's going to be an event. I'm excited about that. And so people who have their books, they can bring it, get it signed. Or if you don't have a copy, then you can get it signed there because everybody wants a signed copy. I'm like, is this what authors do all the time? Sign copies of books?
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Look, I did a music listening party, and I don't know. I just said, let me bring some books, and I'm signing books at a music listening party. The book ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's right. But I'm here for it, and so yeah, I'll be doing some more interviews coming up. I have a couple interviews next week. The book launch is going to be the full book launch is going to be in September, and then I'm also going to be speaking in August it's called The Wheel of Wellness with Dr. Kanae. Shout out to Dr. Kanae and shout out to Miss Parker because that's how I met her. But and we're going to be talking. It's ironically their topic for this year is Welcome to the Wilderness, and and you see my book cover, right?
Yeah.
My person is in the wood. These are trees, and yeah. So that's the woods, it's trees, and so it was like again alignment. It was like they wanted me to speak on Welcome to the Wilderness. I was like, well, I have a great topic for you. So I'll be speaking there, and then I have a couple other engagements. So if anybody wants to invite me to come and speak to their audiences, they can do that. And then also every Wednesday at 9 p.m., you can catch me on YouTube at Only Greatness Media Productions, and I do my podcast introducing. So that's it.
There you go. And there you go, folks. There's the link. Go to smartvideogirl.my.canva.site/book to get access to this book in particular. And now, do you have another platform for all the things you do with Only Greatness Media? How does that?
You can find most of my stuff on YouTube right now. Everything is on YouTube. That's it. So that's where I keep my stuff right now. YouTube, and I'm on Facebook. I interact like that, but if you want to see my stuff, Only Greatness Media Production is where you're going to be able to find a lot of that information.
Gotcha. No doubt. Yes. Well, once again, thank you for being on the show. Look forward to future updates, all your other stuff that you're doing.
Yes.
And, we're going to have you back one day soon. So just to see how things have turned out and what the next projects are. So, it's all good, as they say.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys, Sir Charles. Thank you, Carl, for allowing me to share space with you guys for this hour. I really do appreciate you.
Absolutely.
When it comes to independent media, I have a great affinity for it because we have to create our own narratives. All right. And we have to spotlight our own people. So thank you for doing that.
There you go.
It's not often that I'm on this side of the camera. So yeah.
Check that out. Yeah.
How about that? Right?
Yeah. All right. Any closing comments, Mr. Smooth One?
Like I said, Friday, you keep up the good work. We're going to pass out the information and stuff like that. And, like you said, independence pushing independence. So
yeah,
I'm on your side. Let's go.
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it.
Let's go.
All right.
Until the
Get
next
you up here in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, let me know. I'll be there.
I know
I'm
that.
gonna
Careful
ride with Sir
what
Charles
you-
next time.
Be careful what you agree to.
Oh no, that's okay. I will travel. I'm going to Alabama, so I will travel.
Okay.
That's what's up.
All right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh.
You're sexy, so good to me.